I'm 35 and my wife Sarah is 33. We've been married for 6 years, together for 8, and we have a 4-year-old daughter, Lily. I thought we had a solid marriage until recently. I noticed Sarah acting strange, but she insisted everything was fine. Then I learned she lost her job months ago and has been pretending to go to work, meeting her ex at a coffee shop every day instead. Now she's asking for forgiveness, but I'm questioning our entire marriage. I need to get this off my chest and figure out what to do. For context, Sarah works in marketing, or at least I thought she did. She's always been career-driven, often leaving early for work and coming home late. I'm a software developer and I work from home most days, so I handle a lot of Lily's care. Preschool drop-offs, meals, bedtime. We've had our struggles like any couple, but nothing major. Sarah's ex, Mike, was a sore spot early in our relationship. They dated for 3 years in college and she admitted he was her first love. She swore they hadn't spoken since we got together, and I believed her. We met at a mutual friend's barbecue, hit it off and built a life together. I thought we were happy. About 3 months ago, I started noticing Sarah acting off. She'd leave for work in her usual business casual outfits, blouse, slacks, laptop bag, but she seemed distracted. She'd forget things, like Lily's preschool snack schedule, which she usually never missed. She'd come home exhausted, but when I asked about her day, she'd give vague answers like, "Oh, just meetings," or "same old stuff." I chalked it up to stress. Her company had been laying people off, and she'd mentioned being worried about her job. I tried to be supportive, asking if she needed to talk, but she'd brush me off with a smile, saying she was fine. One morning, I noticed her laptop on the kitchen counter. She'd forgotten it, which was odd since she always needed it for work. I called her to let her know, but her phone went straight to voicemail. I figured she was in a meeting, so I decided to drop it off at her office. It's only a 20-minute drive, and I thought it'd be a nice surprise. I bundled Lily into the car, dropped her at preschool, and headed to Sarah's office. When I got there, the receptionist looked confused. She said Sarah hadn't worked there in 4 months. She'd been laid off during the last round of cuts. I stood there, stunned, holding her laptop like an idiot. I drove home in a daze, trying to process it. If Sarah wasn't at work, where was she going every day? Why hadn't she told me? I checked our joint bank account on my phone, and my stomach dropped. There were daily charges at a coffee shop near her old office. $5 here, $7 there, every weekday for months. I felt sick. I knew I had to confront her, but I needed to understand what was going on first. I decided to follow her the next day, which I'm not proud of, but I had to know. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. The next morning, Sarah left at her usual time, dressed for work. I told her I had a meeting and dropped Lily at preschool early. Then I drove to the coffee shop from the bank charges, a small place called Brew Haven. I parked across the street and waited. Sure enough, Sarah walked in at 8:30, but she wasn't alone. A man met her at the door and they hugged, a long, familiar hug. I recognized him immediately, Mike, her ex. My heart sank. They sat by the window, laughing and talking like old friends, or more. I watched for an hour, feeling like I was in a nightmare. I couldn't take it anymore. I walked into the coffee shop, my hands shaking. Sarah saw me and froze, her face going pale. Mike looked confused, then awkward as he realized who I was. I didn't yell. I just asked, "What's going on?" Sarah stammered, saying it wasn't what it looked like, but I cut her off. I told her I knew she'd lost her job, that she'd been lying for months, and now she was here with her ex. Mike tried to say something, but I told him to stay out of it. Sarah started crying, begging me to let her explain, but I couldn't listen. I walked out, got in my car, and drove home. When Sarah got home that evening, I'd already picked up Lily and was making dinner. I didn't want to fight in front of our daughter, so I waited until Lily was asleep. Sarah sat me down and admitted everything. She'd been laid off 4 months ago, but was too ashamed to tell me. She didn't want me to think she was a failure. She said she'd been pretending to go to work to keep up appearances while she looked for a new job. She'd run into Mike at the coffee shop one day, and they started meeting regularly. She swore it wasn't romantic, that he was just a friend helping her through a tough time, but I couldn't believe her. Why hide it if it was innocent? We argued for hours. I told her I felt betrayed, not just by the lying, but by her meeting Mike behind my back. She kept apologizing, saying she didn't know how to tell me, that she was scared I'd be disappointed in her. She begged for forgiveness, promising to be honest from now on, but I couldn't even look at her. I told her I needed space and slept in the guest room that night. I keep thinking about all the times she lied to my face, all the mornings she kissed me goodbye while heading to meet her ex. I'm questioning our entire marriage. Can I ever trust her again? Update 1. It's been a week since I confronted Sarah, and I'm still a mess. I've been sleeping in the guest room and we're barely talking. Sarah's been trying to make things right. She's applied for jobs every day, even showed me her applications to prove she's serious. She's also offered to cut contact with Mike completely, but I don't know if that's enough. I keep replaying their hug in my head, wondering if she's telling the truth about it being platonic. I looked through her phone, something I've never done before, and found months of texts with Mike. They weren't flirty, but they were personal, like, "I miss how easy things were with you." I feel sick. I told my best friend Tom about it, and he thinks I should leave her. He says the lying and the secrecy are red flags, and I can't trust her not to do it again. My sister Emily, on the other hand, thinks I should give Sarah a chance. She's clearly struggling, and maybe she just needed a friend. But why Mike? Why not me? I'm torn. I love Sarah, and I don't want to break up our family, but I can't stop feeling betrayed. I told Sarah we need to go to couples counseling if we're going to have any chance of fixing this. She agreed, but I'm not sure I'm ready to forgive her yet. I've been trying to keep things normal for Lily, but it's hard. She keeps asking why I'm sleeping in the guest room, and I don't know what to tell her. I just say Daddy's working late and needs a quiet space, but I can tell she's confused. Sarah's been extra attentive to Lily, almost like she's trying to prove she's still a good mom, but it feels forced. I keep thinking about how Sarah's lie affected our family. How many times did she miss out on moments with Lily because she was at that coffee shop? I feel like I don't even know who she is anymore. Update 2. It's been 3 weeks since my last update, and things have gotten more complicated. We started couples counseling, and it's been eye-opening. Sarah admitted she felt overwhelmed after losing her job. She said she'd tied so much of her identity to her career that she didn't know how to tell me she'd failed. She also confessed that meeting Mike wasn't an accident. She'd reached out to him on social media a week after her layoff because she needed someone to talk to who wouldn't judge her. That hurt. I asked why she couldn't talk to me, and she said she was scared I'd see her differently. The counselor pushed Sarah to be honest about her feelings for Mike. She swore she doesn't love him anymore, but she admitted she felt a spark of nostalgia when they reconnected. She said it made her feel like her old self again, before the stress of marriage and motherhood. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. I told her I needed to know if anything physical happened. She swore nothing did, no kissing, no touching beyond that hug, but I'm not sure I believe her. The counselor suggested we take a break from the sessions to process individually, which I agreed to. I need time to think. Meanwhile, I ran into Mike at the grocery store. Small world, I guess. I don't know what came over me, but I confronted him. I asked if he'd ever crossed a line with Sarah. He looked uncomfortable but said no, that they were just friends catching up. He claimed he didn't know she was lying to me about her job, but he also said she seemed really unhappy. I was just trying to be there for her. That made me furious. Why was my wife confiding in her ex instead of me? I told him to stay away from her, and he nodded, but I don't trust him. I went home and told Sarah about the encounter. She got upset, saying I shouldn't have confronted him, but I told her I had every right to protect my family. I've been talking to my parents about this, and they're torn too. My mom thinks Sarah made a mistake, but deserves a chance to make it right. She reminded me of how hard it was for her when she lost her job years ago. My dad, though, is more skeptical. He says trust is the foundation of a marriage, and if Sarah can lie about something this big, what else might she hide? I don't know who to listen to. I keep going back and forth between wanting to fix things and wanting to walk away. Lily's the only thing keeping me grounded. She's so innocent in all this, and I don't want her to grow up in a broken home. Update 3. It's been 6 weeks since my last update, and I've been doing a lot of reflecting. Sarah and I have been in individual therapy, and it's helped me see things more clearly. I realized I've been ignoring my own needs in this marriage for a long time. I've always been the fixer, the one who handles the bills, the parenting, the emotional labor, while Sarah focused on her career. When she lost her job, she didn't know how to lean on me, and that's a problem we both need to address. But I can't get past the fact that she turned to Mike instead of me. It's not just the lying, it's the emotional betrayal. Sarah has made some changes. She got a new job, a part-time marketing gig that she's hoping to turn into something permanent. She's been transparent about her schedule, even leaving her phone unlocked so I can check it if I want to. She's cut all contact with Mike, and she's been more present with Lily, taking her to the park and reading bedtime stories. But every time I look at her, I see that hug at the coffee shop. I hear Mike's words. She seemed really unhappy. I keep wondering if I've been failing her as a husband or if she's just not the person I thought she was. I decided to take a weekend away to clear my head. I went to my parents' cabin a few hours away, leaving Lily with Sarah. I needed to be alone, to think without the pressure of seeing Sarah every day. While I was there, I wrote down everything I felt. My anger, my hurt, my love for her, my fear for Lily. I realized I can't keep living in this limbo. I love Sarah, but I don't trust her, and I don't know if I ever will again. When I got back, I told her I want a separation. I need space to figure out what I want, and I can't do that while we're still living together. Sarah broke down crying, begging me not to leave. She said she'd do anything to fix this, that she's changed, that she'll never lie again. She even offered to quit her new job if it meant I'd stay, which I told her was ridiculous. I explained that this isn't about her job, it's about trust. I told her I've rented a small apartment nearby so I can still see Lily every day. Sarah was devastated, but she agreed to the separation. She said she'll keep going to therapy and hopes I'll change my mind, but I don't know if I will. Update 4. It's been 3 months since my last update and I'm starting to find my footing. I've settled into my new apartment. It's small, but it's close to Lily's preschool, so I can still do drop-offs and pickups. Lily's been asking why I don't live at home anymore, and it breaks my heart every time. I tell her Mommy and Daddy need some time apart to figure things out, but we both love her so much. She seems to accept that for now, but I know it's hard on her. Sarah and I have worked out a co-parenting schedule. Lily spends half the week with me, half with her, and we alternate weekends. Sarah's been trying to show she's changed. She got a full-time marketing job, and she's been open about her schedule, even texting me updates about her day. She's still in therapy, and she's been taking parenting classes to be more involved with Lily. She keeps asking if we can try couples counseling again, but I'm not ready. I've been going to therapy too, and it's helped me realize I've been carrying a lot of resentment, not just about Sarah's lie, but about how I've always put her needs before mine. I'm working on setting boundaries and focusing on myself for the first time in years. I ran into Mike again, this time at the park while I was with Lily. He was there with a friend, and I tensed up immediately. Lily recognized him and waved, which made my stomach churn. Mike came over to say hi, and I told him I didn't want him around my daughter. He apologized, saying he never meant to cause trouble, that he didn't know Sarah was lying to me. He said he hasn't spoken to her since our last encounter, and I believe him. He seemed genuine. But I still don't want him in our lives. I told him to leave, and he did, but the whole thing left me shaken. I've been talking to my therapist about whether I can ever trust Sarah again. She says trust can be rebuilt, but it takes time, and both people have to be committed. I'm not sure Sarah and I are there yet. I still love her, but every time I think about giving her another chance, I remember the coffee shop, the texts, the way she turned to Mike instead of me. I don't know if I can get past that. For now, I'm focusing on being a good dad to Lily and taking care of myself. I've started running again, something I used to love but gave up after we had Lily. It feels good to do something for me. Update 5. It's been 6 months since my last update, and I've made some big decisions. Sarah and I have been co-parenting well. Lily seems to be adjusting to our new normal, though she still asks when I'm coming home. I've been honest with her, saying Mommy and Daddy are working on being better parents for her, even if we're apart. Sarah has been consistent with her changes. She's still in therapy, still working her new job, and she's been respectful of my boundaries. She hasn't pushed for reconciliation, which I appreciate, but I can tell she's hoping I'll come around. I've been doing a lot of thinking about what I want. I still love Sarah, but I don't think I can be with her right now, maybe ever. The betrayal cut too deep, and I can't shake the feeling that she might lie again if things get tough. I told her last week that I want to make the separation permanent, at least for the foreseeable future. She cried, but she said she understood. She asked if we could still be friends for Lily's sake, and I agreed. We'll always be connected through our daughter. I've started dating again, just casually. I met a woman named Rachel through a friend, and we've been on a few dates. She's kind, funny, and has a 6-year-old son, so she understands the challenges of co-parenting. I'm not ready for anything serious, but it feels good to connect with someone new. I told Sarah about it, not to hurt her, but to be transparent. She was upset, but she said she wants me to be happy. I think she's finally starting to accept that we might not get back together. I want to thank everyone who's been following my story. Your comments have been a lifeline. Some of you told me to leave right away. Others said to give Sarah a chance, and both perspectives helped me think this through. I've read every comment, even if I haven't responded, and they've given me strength. I'm still heartbroken, but I feel like I'm rebuilding my life. I'm a better dad to Lily, and I'm learning to put myself first. I'll update if anything major changes, but for now, I'm taking it one day at a time, focusing on my daughter and my own happiness.
I can't believe Sarah lied for months and met her ex behind your back. That's a huge betrayal. I'd never trust her again. You're doing the right thing by separating. Focus on Lily and yourself now.
I'm so sorry you're going through this. Sarah's actions were wrong, but it sounds like she was struggling with her identity after losing her job. Maybe therapy can help you both heal, but I understand needing space. You're a great dad to Lily.
I'm a therapist, and I've seen couples recover from betrayal, but it takes real work. Sarah needs to own her actions fully, not just say sorry. You're right to separate. Trust is hard to rebuild. Focus on your healing and Lily's happiness for now.
I feel for you, man. Sarah's lie is bad enough, but meeting Mike every day, that's emotional cheating, even if it wasn't physical. I'd be out the door too. You're handling this well for Lily's sake. Stay strong and keep those boundaries firm.
I'm a single dad from Canada and have been through a similar mess with my ex. Sarah's lie about her job and meeting Mike is a massive red flag. You're doing the right thing by separating. Focus on Lily. She needs you more than ever. Therapy's a smart move.
I'm a 45-year-old divorcee from Texas, and I've been following your story from the start because I've lived through something similar. Sarah's lie about her job and meeting Mike isn't just a betrayal, it's a whole secret life she built behind your back. I get why you're so torn. I was too when my ex-wife started hiding her gambling debts. She'd lie to my face, just like Sarah did to you. And I kept giving her chances because I loved her and we had kids together. But the spark Sarah felt with Mike? That's emotional cheating, plain and simple, and it shows where her heart was. You're a better man than me for not kicking her out the moment you saw them at Brew Haven. I would have lost it right there. I'm glad you're separated. And I think you're smart to keep your distance. Trust is the foundation of any marriage. And once it's gone, it's nearly impossible to rebuild. I tried for years with my ex, but every time I thought we were okay, I'd catch her in another lie. It broke me, and I don't want that for you. Lily's your priority now, and you're doing right by her with the co-parenting setup. Dating again is a good move. It shows you're not letting Sarah hold you back. I started dating a year after my divorce, and it helped me rediscover who I was outside of my marriage. Don't let Sarah guilt you into going back. She needs to prove she's changed, not just with words, but with actions, and even then, you don't owe her anything. You've got a good head on your shoulders, and I'm rooting for you to find happiness, whether that's with someone new or on your own. Keep us posted, man. I'm invested in your journey.
You're a stronger man than me for not losing it at that coffee shop. Sarah's betrayal is unreal. Lying about her job and meeting her ex? I'd have kicked her out that day. Good on you for focusing on Lily and getting therapy.
I'm a marriage counsellor and I've seen couples navigate betrayal, but Sarah's actions, lying for months, meeting Mike, and those texts are a serious breach. Her spark comment shows she's not fully committed. You're right to separate. Focus on Lily and your own healing. Therapy will help.
I'm a 38-year-old father of 3, and I've been following your story closely. Sarah's betrayal, lying about her job and meeting Mike, is heartbreaking. I understand why you're struggling to trust her again. That spark she mentioned would have broken me too. I think you're making the right choice by separating, even if it's hard. You're putting Lily first, and that's what matters. I've been through a rough patch with my wife, and therapy helped us. But it only works if both people are fully committed. Sarah needs to prove she's changed, not just say it. I'm glad you're dating again. It shows you're moving forward. Stay strong and keep us updated.
I'm from India and family trust is everything here. Sarah broke that by lying and meeting her ex. I understand why you separated. It's hard to rebuild after such a betrayal. You're a good father to Lily, and I'm glad you're taking care of yourself now.
I can't believe Sarah had the audacity to lie for 4 months and meet her ex every day. That's not just a lie, it's a whole double life. I'm glad you confronted Mike, but your wife's the real problem. Separation is the best move. Stay strong, man.
I'm a lawyer, and I'd say protect yourself legally during this separation. Make sure your rights as a dad are secure. Sarah's lie about her job and meeting Mike is a serious breach. You're handling this with more grace than most would. Therapy is a good step.
As a single mum, I get why you're so torn. Sarah messed up big time, but it sounds like she's trying to change. Maybe give counseling another shot? But if you can't trust her, separation is the right call. Lily needs a stable dad.
Dude, I'm a military vet and I know how hard it is to trust after betrayal. Sarah's lie about her job and meeting Mike is a gut punch. I'd have left too. You're doing right by Lily, and dating again is a good step. Don't look back.
Bro, I'm from the UK and I've been where you are. My ex lied about her job too, and it turned out she was seeing someone else. Sarah's nostalgia with Mike is a red flag. You're better off apart. Keep running, it'll clear your head.
I'm so heartbroken for you. Sarah's lie about her job and meeting Mike is awful, but it sounds like she was struggling with her self-worth. I'm not excusing her, but maybe she felt trapped. I think you're doing the right thing by separating for now. You need to rebuild trust on your terms. Therapy is a great step, and I'm glad you're taking care of yourself with running and dating. Lily's lucky to have such a dedicated dad.
Mate, you better off without Sarah. She lied, met her ex, and broke your trust. I'm from Australia and I've seen blokes go through this. Once the trust is gone, it's hard to get back. Move on and find someone who respects you.
I'm a dad too, and I'd be furious if my wife did this. Sarah's excuses don't hold up. Reaching out to Mike instead of you shows where her priorities were. Separation is the right move. You're doing great by Lily, and I'm glad you're finding yourself again.
I'm a 40-year-old software engineer like you, and I've been through a betrayal too. My ex hid a gambling debt, and it shattered our marriage. Sarah's lie about her job and meeting Mike is just as bad. I'm glad you're taking this seriously and not rushing back into things with her. You're right to question everything. Trust is the bedrock of any relationship, and she shattered that by meeting Mike behind your back. I separated too, and it was the best decision I ever made, though it was hard at first. I know you're worried about Lily, but kids are resilient. She'll be okay as long as you're there for her, and you clearly are. Dating again is a good sign. It shows you're moving forward and not letting Sarah's betrayal define you. I started dating a year after my divorce, and it helped me rediscover who I was outside of my marriage. Don't let Sarah guilt you into going back. She needs to prove she's changed with consistent actions, not just words. And even then, you don't owe her a second chance. You've got a good head on your shoulders, and I'm rooting for you to find happiness, whether that's with someone new or on your own. Keep focusing on Lily and your own healing. And don't be afraid to set firm boundaries with Sarah. You've got this, man. Stay strong and keep us posted on how things go.
I'm so sorry you're going through this. I'm a mom of 2, and I can't imagine how hard this must be with Lily in the picture. Sarah's lie about her job and meeting Mike is awful, but it sounds like she was struggling with her self-worth. I'm not excusing her, but maybe she felt trapped. I think you're doing the right thing by separating for now. You need to rebuild trust on your terms. Therapy's a great step, and I'm glad you're taking care of yourself with running and dating. Lily's lucky to have such a dedicated dad.